I have talked about our water issues.
We have water issues.
Well, the lake is getting bigger. We have had days and days of rain, and it's in front of Megan and Josiah's camper. It goes from underneath all the way out under our table. So everything here is wet and it's depressing. So I don't know how else to clean it or, keep it dry. I mean, really it needs more grading around the outside of the barn, which is hard to do in the snow because weirdly enough, it can snow for like 4 days straight. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. It can rain for like 4 days straight and the snow from last week is still on the ground. I don't really understand that. So it's very weird. But anyway, there's snow and we can't really get to the edge of the barn to grade it. And there's nothing we can do about the water inside. It just feels really stressful and depressing. But kitties make it better. Come on, kitty. You make it better. The cat is huge and he just wants to be on me all the time. We have chickens again. Hi, so what you doing?
Draining water from inside the house, inside the barn. I've got this hose siphoning down the hillside, and when I open it up, it makes a vacuum. So I dug a little well here, like a sump well, and I can drain it out. And the water's draining from the patio in here.
It's actually much less than it was earlier. It was pretty big there, but the camera can't get it. It's too dark.
It's really hard to tell where it's coming from because this whole plateau is kind of flat and negatively graded, so there's water that builds up way out there about at this level.
Yeah, the goat pen is completely underwater.
The goat pen is completely underwater.
Poor things.
Just keep making that same face, and then you can talk about it.
So, we bought these squash last fall as good holding over squash, we thought. This is a delicata, supposedly. And when I read about delicata squash, it says it's good to eat because you can just slice it up and you don't have to peel it. You can eat the skin. It's really soft skinned. So most squash has a hard skin that you don't want to eat.
Get really close to your hand.
Yeah, I'm okay. I can't get into the thing. It's not. I don't know what else to do. And my knife is not sharp. I cut up an entire butternut squash with it, which we ended up eating instead. I can't get into this thing. It's like hard as a rock.
I know what to do.
Give it your best shot.
Doing half moons.
Half moons, oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't want to eat this.
You don't want to eat that?
No.
But
how did you do that?
Chainsaw and axe.
Oh my goodness.
What did our ancestors do without Cutco knives?
I don't know. Probably an axe, but you could have at least washed it.
Nah. Goats don't care.
Go feed it to the goats.
We've had a little change of plans on the property as far as the order in which to build things. We knew we were going to build the pole barn first, and that is almost complete. We still have some siding and some trim to do, but it's pretty close. But we're in a situation where we need a small cabin built very soon. And the reason for that is one of the trailers just has a lot of moisture, and it's starting to grow mold. There's a lot of condensation that occurs inside of a poorly insulated trailer like that in the cold weather, and it's getting frustrating. So we're trying to put up a small cabin first. We started milling some timbers. These are the first 2 timbers that are going to be used for that cabin. If you don't know, timber framing is a discipline where you use large timbers instead of small pieces of lumber to frame out the building. And instead of using lots of fasteners and wire nails and screws, you end up using a lot of mortises and tenons so that the wood joins to wood with only wood. Just to get a sense of scale for these things, those are one's 16 foot long, one's 12 foot long, and they're quite big. They're 8 inches on a side, maybe 8.5 inches on a side, and that's going to form 2 sides of the base of our small cabin. So if you look here, you can get an idea. It's a very small building, 16 feet on one side, 12 feet on the other side. But hopefully our goal is mill as fast as we can and work as fast as we can and learn as much as we can about how to timber frame. We're basing our design on a design that's in a book by Will Beamer called Learn How to Timber Frame, I think is the name of it. Excellent book. If you're interested in timber framing, that's the book to get first. It's inspiring, and it has a lot of very detailed instructions even on how to hold a chisel and what tools you can use to speed up the job. We've purchased some kind of expensive tools to get started. They're coming this week, so we'll get to see that in a little bit. And that's it. We got another log on the mill ready to go in just a few minutes, and we've got one more rolled over. So that'll form the 4 sides of the sill that will be the base of the cabin. Drove to Spokane Valley today to get new saw blades for the mill. That's them. 5 new blades. This will be blade number 12 and on. We've gone through a few blades with the mill, but it's been worth it. Definitely worth it for the amount of money we've saved on wood. But this company can sharpen these blades. So I went ahead and bought new blades here so that I can come back and get them sharpened for a fraction of the price. Hi.
Say hi, Saba.
You want to play with some saw blades? Okay, we made a very hard decision, which was buying an expensive tool. We typically would put mortises into our timbers by drilling holes and chiseling them out. It's very time consuming and it's very air prone. And we're going to do lots and lots and lots of them in the next couple of years. So we decided to go ahead and purchase what's called a chain mortiser. It's kind of a cross between a chainsaw and a drill press. But we just did the math and decided for our time it's going to be worthwhile having a tool like this. So we're going to open it up today and get started. We're really excited. The way this tool works is, like I said, it's kind of like a drill press, but for a chainsaw. This is a large chain which will be used to drill straight down. You'll release the catch and plunge into the wood to make the cut. Then you'll make an adjustment here, which I've never done. How does that work?
You just did a minute ago.
Does this one move?
As you can tell, we're professionals.
There we go.
You do it?
Didn't work right. Down here once. Adjust to the second position. Again. Adjust to the third position. And again. So it's pretty simple, but a few of the reviews said it's kind of like learning to drive a stick shift car. You got to do everything in the right order and get your hands trained. But I'm pumped. I think we're going to use it today. I'm a little nervous about it because it's a pretty major machine here, but we're going to try it. You guys ready?
Do you want safety glasses and ear protection?
I think.
Are you insane?
No, I just kind of read the quick manual thing, and it said
You read the manual?
not the actual manual. Just
You read
some
the instructions?
quick recommendations. Also, a breathing mask is recommended.
I saw that.
Yeah, but the other things were mandatory. But you know what I mean. Mandatories. What?
Masks are recommended right now.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Good.
Take your time.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't ask the question. You're right about that. We didn't ask the question how wide as it goes, because that's too wide for me.
Ooh, it is too wide.
So what I would want to do is set the stop so that the third position is 4 inches across from the
That's
first
all our-
position. Right. So today we're building sawhorses, which have 4-inch mortises, and I did not set this to 4 inches because I didn't read the instruction manual just yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually leave that up to someone else. That works, man. Look at that.
That's a clean hole there.
That's cool.
Cool. We should adjust this. Let's unplug it first.
Good idea.
Let's try it. I've been running this mortiser for over 4 minutes now, and I learned a few important things. The first one is, as this goes down into the wood, the chips come directly up into your eye. So you're going to want to wear safety goggles every single time. The other is, you don't have to push down. You just let the weight of the machine dig into the board, and it's perfectly fast enough. There's no pressure needed. And the third is, the trigger that starts the motor and the trigger that releases this swing bar are really close together, and it's kind of like the same finger you would use for both. And a couple times I ran the motor before I had moved the bar, which could be kind of dangerous. So I think it's just a matter of learning what does what and getting good at it with your hands. But I'm pumped. This is that's a beautiful mortise, and that's going to save us, countless hours.
Yeah.
Right, safety glasses.
And this is why you wear safety glasses.
The very first
Here's the
chip
instructions.
went right in my eye.
Did you watch it fly off? How do you know it was the first one?
I watched the tooth. It came around, the first chip straight up in my eye.
Nice. Where are your
Where are
glasses?
those? Oh, here they are.